Hello Internets, I'm Jason, and I'm very excited to let you know about BADGUNPLA2, because after doing this for about 7 years or so, we finally have a VOD channel for all of our Twitch VODs and other shenanigans that don't make sense for the main channel. So go ahead and give it a subscribe down in the link in the description below. The clip you're about to see is from a stream from last week, which we just uploaded in full, and you'll want to watch it to the end. It's a harrowing experience, to say the least. Enjoy. But it's great to see you all again. I know it's been a little bit since we've done model kits. We've occupied ourselves with other projects. We've been working on some console repair. We've been working on a lot of stuff. But be happy, chat, that I didn't decide, or I should say decided against streaming the Xbox Softmod. Because, chat, I have never had a more demanding experience, a more challenging experience working on anything with a circuit board than soft modding an Xbox, an original Xbox. And here's why. The actual process for soft modding an Xbox really isn't that hard. Like, when Microsoft built the Xbox, they basically built a computer. It's all it is. It's a computer with a proprietary disk drive. That's about it, right? The problem, though, is that the process, while it is fairly straightforward, involves very, very specific hardware. In order to perform a soft mod on an Xbox, the two main things that you need are an Xbox controller to USB adapter, very easy to get on Amazon, and a flash drive. That's about it. You would think that that's easy. Here's the problem. This was, again, built by a computer company that very clearly didn't want you messing with anything. So in order to soft mod an original Xbox, you also need an exploitable game. In my case, Splinter Cell. And you may be asking yourself, Jason, why is it that you need a USB flash drive in order to soft mod an Xbox? Well, very simply put, you need to basically put in a modified save file that an exploitable game can read. So, okay, fine, you make the exploitable save file, you put it on your flash drive, you're good to go. You think that that's all that you need? Nope! Nope, sure ain't, because here's the thing. The Xbox will only read certain flash drives. And I guarantee you do not have one of those flash drives, unless you still have flash drives that are 20 years old. You just physically cannot buy flash drives that work with an Xbox anymore. They're too tiny, they're just not manufactured. So your options are basically A, rummage around an estate sale, B, dig out a second generation Apple iPod Nano out of a junk drawer somewhere, or C, which is what I did, and that is to root a spare Android phone and load an app, sideload an app onto it that makes virtual flash drives. My Xbox thinks my old Android phone is an Xbox memory card now. And then things get weird. Because once you've done the soft mod, if you decide that you want to put a bigger hard drive in it, fine, you can do that. You run a little application called Chimp and you're good to go. Nope. Because you need to get a SATA to IDE adapter first. You need to get a SATA to IDE adapter that plugs your new modern SATA hard drive into this thing's ancient ass IDE ribbon cables. But wait! You need to also purchase a different IDE cable, like it's 2000 freaking 2 or earlier for that matter. You need to get you a SCSI, an 80-pin SCSI cable to run from the Xbox motherboard into the optical drive, which you have to leave plugged in whenever you're running 2 hard drives. And oh, by the way, remember that SATA to IDE little chip that I was talking about so that you can plug in a modern hard drive into it? Yeah, you can only use like 2. There are only 2 specific ones that work. And you know how they work? They have a little plastic chip that you can move around between pins physically so that you can set it as a slave drive. That is the terminology that was used back when IDE drives were a thing. That's not me being insensitive. They were literally master drives and slave drives. That's what they're called. So, when you move the little jumper pin to the slave position, then you boot the Xbox. Once it's booted, you then unplug the optical drive while it's running and take that cable and run it into your IDE to SATA adapter. Assuming that you've also plugged in your Molex splitter to power the damn thing. And then maybe once out of every 3 attempts, you get the chimp app to load into a very tiny version of Linux. A very tiny version of Linux that is very, very finicky. In theory, you can press a couple buttons and it'll clone your Xbox hard drive into your little SATA drive and you're good to go. In theory. Because I want to show you something, chat. I want to show you something. Is it over here? Or did I throw it away? No, it's not over here. It's in the other room. But hopefully, you're smart enough to do this right the first time. Because here's the thing about SATA drives, is that they're very fast. You see, SATA drives are very fast, right? And that's what makes them so nice for doing, you know, modifications with, because your games will load super fast. They'll load too fast for it to boot properly, and you know why? Because the boot order of an Xbox dictates that the fonts need to load in at a specific point or the whole thing crashes. So in the event that you get the drive to work, you then need to run another program that hopefully you installed by burning another DVD at the very beginning of this whole process, so that you can put what's called a font delay on your hard drive, so that it loads the fonts slower. It's stupid! This is all to say that I now currently have a terabyte locked hard drive that is hardware locked to my Xbox, and I can't reformat it to do this all over again! It's stupid! It's stupid! No, we're talking about SSDs, Tensei. We're talking about SSDs. Luckily, I can return it and then it won't be a big deal. I do have a spare platter terabyte drive that I was trying to use. But funny story, the way that this IDE to SATA adapter is designed, the pins are all exposed. And if they get bent even a little bit, that fries the whole thing. So I'm waiting for a new one to come in tomorrow.
You know, I just have one thing to contribute to this.
Go on.
SSD's nuts.
All right, you guys have a great night.
Well, it's already over.